Hello, everybody.
Oh, Max.
Welcome back to another episode of Wait, Wait, Don't Blow Me.
It's good to hear your voice.
That's when you're about to come, and she's like, "Let me put it in my mouth." You're like, "No. Wait, don't blow me."
It's NPR's most popular weekend game show.
Wait, don't blow me. Wait, I just came is the sequel that's coming out soon.
That's the after show. That's
Patreon
only, baby.
Yeah, Patreon only is Wait, I came, and it's just a dude that...
Man, you know the NPR Patreon is buck wild.
Oh, yeah. Those people get exclusive content that us taxpayers aren't privy to.
Like you donate $5 a month, we'll tell you how to incorporate quinoa into your oral sex. Oh, shit.
Hell yeah, dude. Just spritz it on there, dude. Little quinoa beads around the puss. Beautiful.
They absorb the moisture.
Lap
and
it
it's
up,
still a perfect
dude.
protein.
Perfect protein, a perfect Peruvian protein right around the puss. It's a Dr. Seuss thing.
I love that it came out this year. I don't know. I always thought of NPR as like the neutral of all neutral news sources, but even they are like caught up in all this like fake news bullshit. Like,
what, supplying it?
Yeah. It's like their stories are obviously all have a liberal tilt, and
I assume that people
yeah.
No one is listening to NPR and thinking that that's got a conservative bias.
No, I know that, but I always thought of them as like straight down the line. But then there's something else. What was it about? Oh, they ran some story about like some lady in Kentucky whose bakery has been closed, because of COVID, and she's like, I don't know what it is, but my employees don't want to come back to work. It's almost as if they're like getting more on unemployment than they are, and people are just like, why don't you just pay them more? She's like, nah. That's not one of the...
My hands are tied.
Yeah. Turns out
she like... bakery.
Yeah, graduated from Harvard.
Liberal bias?
Because... What do you mean, from NPR? Well, it's like a rich liberal bias. It's like, look, these small businesses are not... they can't survive COVID, but it's...
Oh, I see. The angle was pro this Kentucky bakery. I see.
Yeah, pro small business owner.
I see.
Not pro small business worker.
Damn.
No one cares about them. They don't contribute during the telethon, so fuck them.
No. You don't get a tote bag for being a little bitch.
Yeah, you got to own a business to have a seat at the table.
What are fucking, who's toting these things around all the time? How many fucking tote bags do you need? I feel like a tote bag should be, banned from, any prize list. How many more little bags do you need? Every time you do something... that's the thing. It's you're going to get a bag. It's why do I need a fucking bag? I don't want a bag.
Who's carrying books around?
Right. Who's carrying around, you get we all have a backpack or, that we don't need a million. These tote bags.
Dude, look, the tote bag is the ultimate Whole Foods shopping flex. The organic grocery store shopping flex. No, I don't need a grocery bag. You can put my groceries into my NPR tote bag.
You can't even fit that many groceries into a tote bag, though.
The tote bag is not made for groceries.
It's for
but that's the flex, though.
Oh,
so
you're
it doesn't fit.
You just go so often. You just go so often that you're just whatever. I don't need.
Yeah, this is one of many. This is one of 7 bags I've got in my car. It just depends on which one I'm going to remember to bring in.
Straight produce tote bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tote bag. Anytime I see someone with one, I'm just it's. To me, I don't know. It's still do any dudes rocking totes? This is mostly a girl thing?
I have a tote bag.
You got a tote bag? What are you toting around?
Bag. I put my gym clothes in it when I used to have to go into the office. I would put clothes in it.
But it's not a gym bag. It's a tote bag.
It is a tote bag. It's a
100%
tote bag.
That's 100% tote right there.
Hey,
dude.
man, that's 100%
UC Davis
right there,
tote bag, baby.
UC Davis?
Yeah.
That's where you went, right?
No, I didn't go there.
I haven't seen Davis in a while. I haven't seen him.
UC Davis?
Wow. Boo.
UC Davis?
Boo. Boo.
Yeah, man, I saw him last
Boo
week.
This
He's
man.
doing all right.
Boo
I'm
this
booing
tote.
through my mask.
Boo. Yeah.
Look, listeners just got their money's worth on the UC Davis joke right there. So we're good.
We're in the clear, baby. I'm looking. So Dylan drew this big titted anime chick for this sketch. What was it, Dylan? It was someone like a pillowcase or some shit.
Oh yeah, it was to be someone's like pillow bride or something.
Right, like you have your little fake girlfriend or whatever.
What is this for?
It wasn't my character.
No, I know. Dylan was the artist. He was a prop artist for this sketch, and one of the props was someone had drawn like a hot, big-titted anime chick on their pillowcase so they could like make out with it or like sleep next to it or whatever.
Sure, yes.
And I have it now. I have it hanging right behind my desk. This big-titted, what is it, waifu?
Yeah.
What is waifu?
I was told that means like girlfriend or whatever. Like that's it's the proper jargon for whatever that world.
Right. Nerdy anime dudes who want to have a anime chick. Yeah. She has got some big old titties, bro. You did a great job on these tits.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad my work is respected.
When you drew it, were people like, "Damn, dude, you must draw tits often because you got fucking these titties are golden."
I just looked up anime stuff on my phone as a reference, and yeah, people were like, because I looked like I would draw like a hot anime girlfriend, like with no reference, like I look like I got some
I feel like
time.
I could have like walked past you in like 5th period chemistry and like been like, "What's up? Oh, damn, bro! Look at the titties on that."
Yeah, but I was just like, "Look, man, this is for a sketch. You don't pull any punches right here." So I drew them big. It was a big pillowcase.
Yeah, no, these are these are what I would consider knockers.
100%.
These are straight knockers, bro. Good job.
Otherwise known as sweater cows.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, sweater cow. God. You think anybody's
sweater udders?
I thought it was like milk puppets or something.
Great band. Great 90s grunge band. The Milk Puppets.
Yeah.
The Milk Puppets, yeah. Yeah, they were the... Yeah, it was a food pyramid puppet band. So we had the meat and the milk puppets. Yeah.
I remember
giant titties.
I didn't draw titties in people's yearbook, but like in 6th grade, I was like, when you sign everybody's yearbook, I would just write "keep on pimping" as a suburban 6th grade white kid.
Hey, dude,
Come on. Remember, so the teacher we had this teacher, Miss Chatterley, and she was in charge of the yearbook, but like she was going through and like editing what kids were saying in these yearbooks. And
wait,
like
she would check on the yearbook signatures?
Yeah, there was yeah. She was.
Are you kidding
overbearing.
me?
Hey man, the 6th grade, it was her. They were her books in her mind or whatever the fuck. But
honestly,
I remember she yelled out in the class, like we were all working on a project, and she just goes, "Dylan, quit writing 'keep on pimping' in people's yearbooks." And so I toned it down.
Dude, how miserable is that lady that she has to like that's like a rite of passage is writing things in your friend's yearbook that's inside jokes or in terms of Brett Kavanaugh, we had a 3-way. Yeah. I mean, maybe they're gonna get you in 20 years. They're going to be like, well, he did say keep on pimping in 6th grade. It's like, well, that means he definitely touched a lady against her will. That's a classic. Anybody who would, and then you're just in front of this hearing, like, who writes keep on pimping? You're like, I was in 6th grade.
Yeah, dude, you don't understand this. Like, Pimp My Ride was about to come on the air in 3 years. So
I was ahead of the curve with the pimp.
They took out the keep on pimping quotes, but left in the pictures of everybody in blackface.
Right, yeah.
Which seems to be a common occurrence of old yearbooks.
Yeah, 7th graders
Every
are doing
senator.
blackface, but you got fucking... Well, I feel like, first of all, a lot of these guys, the blackface ones are getting caught in college yearbooks, which I didn't even know existed. Who does a college yearbook? That's whack as hell. That's so whack to do a college yearbook.
Like, oh, let me look at pictures of 15,000 people I do not know.
Wow, the undergraduating class of the University of North Carolina. Like, who cares?
Man.
It would just be women that you were like, damn, I wish I had met and had sex with her. That would be the only thing you would be like, oh, I didn't know these undergrads were also on campus with me.
It would be like if you could only go on Facebook once a year.
Yeah.
At the end of the year. Like, look,
You're
this is all the people.
Where are all these waifus that I didn't even meet this year?
Man, there was one dude at UC Davis signing those yearbooks like, hey, man, I did see Davis. Good summer.
Boo. Boo. We're going to have to double boo that
man.
joke.
Boo this
man. Cough on this man. Cough on him now.
Miss Chatterley, my 6th grade language arts teacher, she broke multiple times that year. She was going through some shit, but there was a lot of times like where she was crying, and it was weird. Like looking back, it was like that teacher was crying a lot. like
yeah, you don't realize just how broken public school teachers are until you're an adult.
Oh my god, yeah, no, she was going through it. Shout out to Miss Chatterley. I hope she found some peace in life.
Dude, I had in high school, I had this teacher, Mrs. I forget what her maiden name was, because she was like, I think she was already dating a history teacher, or no, they got married. Her name was Mrs. Fitz, and she had married Mr. Fitz, and they were like the hot couple in high school, because he was like a handsome dude and she was like a hot teacher. So like boys and girls we just like, damn, dude, we want to fuck the Fitzes. Like everybody wanted to fuck the Fitzes, like because. And she,
I think that's a show on ABC now.
Fuck the Fitzes. Yeah, it comes right after Meet the Goldbergs. But so we found out that Mr. Fitz, for some reason, I don't know why he told us this. It like came out because he was like a young teacher, and he was like cool. And he dropped that his lady, he was the one who turned her from women to men. He was like, she was a lesbian before, and he like flipped her.
Oh shit!
And we were all like, but he didn't say she was a lesbian. He was like, he was explaining to this kid Brendan, who was like developmentally challenged. He was like, my
smell my finger, Brendan.
He was.
That's what it smells like to be a man, Brendan.
He's got 2 fingers under his developing nose, man. Just like, what's up, dog?
He was like, Brendan, my wife used to love this smell just as much as I do.
You guys could smell, right? You still have the sense of smell?
He was like, hey, this will help you read better, dog.
He was like, Brendan, I know you can't comprehend most of these words, but get a load of that, baby. You know what's up. Honestly, Brendan was a hard dude to be around. He was obsessed with The Simpsons. He knew all the Simpsons trivia.
That's cool.
Yeah, that sounds like a great person.
No, it was fine. That was the nicest part about him, because you could be like, yo, Brendan, like, what happened in this episode? He was like a savant with The Simpsons. He knew all the Simpsons shit. But he would fart, and it was some of the nastiest gas I have ever smelled in my entire life.
Dude, so far you've described a pretty cool
I know.
He knows The Simpsons, rips killer farts. Damn.
No, because this was in high school where you weren't trying to be about that. This was middle school.
He was ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was ahead of the curve.
Dude, that's so cool.
Damn, I'm getting bodied on this story. Wicked farts and Simpsons trivia. And he would if he would start to freak out if he wasn't the first to line up at the door to go to lunch. He was like,
this was like an Andy Kaufman character. I think he was just doing a bit for 4 years.
He did a 4-year bit.
Yeah. Why were you line up in high school? What were you lining up for?
The teacher would be like he would let you like, all right, like we got a minute left, like if you guys want to line up to get to lunch quicker. Cause dude, these fucking high school periods, it was like you had fucking 15 minutes to eat. Like there was no time in high school. That's what all you were doing is making sure you could fucking talk to one of your friends in between class, and then you would move on.
How long were your periods in high school? Like,
I remember I wrote one of those like whack like English teacher made us write like, what would you improve about high school? And I remember writing about more time between. That's like the shitty issues they make you care about. That's what like prisoners care about.
Yeah.
And you get 2 more minutes at lunch.
I was just always tired and hungry. That's all I remember from high school. Just being tired and almost starving the whole time.
Did you guys have lunches like clearly class-based lunch things where you had so our lunch like, you know, we had this big open lunchroom, and so the place where you got your food was divided in two. On the left side, you went in, and it was like, I don't know, the school lunches, I'll call it. I don't know how to really describe it. It was like what the school provided.
Yeah, hot lunch.
Hot lunch. And then on the right side, it was like you could pay extra, and that was like where they had like Papa John's.
We had
and
that.
Like Coca-Cola.
Yeah, for
It was
sure.
all
Little
like
Caesar's pizza.
Oh, you guys had Little Caesars. We had Papa John's.
Oh,
it was
bougie.
all the shit that clearly the companies paid for to get into the schools.
Yeah, it's very
and
shady.
it was so obvious what families could afford it and what families are like, nope, you're getting hot lunch. Very depressing.
Did you guys have like soda vending machines in your high school?
Yes, and vending machines.
Yeah, like I think about because like we had all these like Coke vending machines throughout there, and it was like $1. And I just think about like the amount of like they don't have those in Portland public schools anymore. They got rid of the Coke vending machines, which is probably a very good idea.
Yeah,
but I
thanks
just think about
Obama.
Yeah, just let kids get diabetes. Why are we trying to like prevent diabetes? It's gonna happen. You live in America. Just let them enjoy their youth.
Dude, did you guys have off-campus lunch?
We did all 4 years, which was crazy.
Yeah, we did in like one. So like Benson, where I went to, is like kind of it's walking distance from Lloyd Center, the mall in Portland.
Oh yeah,
but like so you could you could go to the mall and get lunch, but you had to walk. You had just enough time to get there and get back. So like it wasn't really like and a lot of teachers were like, if you bring any shit in my like they weren't down with letting you eat in their class post lunch.
Classic.
But there's across the street from my high school. There's the Franz Bakery, like for the whole, and they've got a little an outlet market in the middle of their campus or whatever, the Franz establishment. And dude, so like, and they would only let a couple kids in at a time, but essentially the Franz Outlet Bakery was like the number one non-school option for food. So like kids would just line
bread
up.
is just fucking carbs.
Bread and just like just candy, like Little Debbie's, like all sorts of shit.
Oh,
and
dude.
so throughout the entire, but at the end of lunch, you'd have kids that like had only had half of their box of Little Debbie's, trading them for like all. It was just looking back, I'm like, God, that's so not good. But it was just. Shit was wild, man.
You didn't care, though. Back in the day, you just didn't give a fuck.
Did not give a fuck.
But anyways, okay. So I was starting to say with fucking Brendan is that, Mr. Fitz dropped knowledge on us that his wife was formerly a lesbian, and he had to really explain it to Brendan because Brendan kept being like, I don't understand. Your wife is married to you. And he goes, right, but before, and we were all just like, hell yeah, dude. Just all thinking of this hot ass lesbian act. Like it was so tight that Brendan had to get it 8 times because we were just like, fuck yeah. Talk about how your hot ass wife used to have a fucking girlfriend, Mr. Fitz. And so the update to this story, the reason I brought this up is because the last time I was in Minneapolis, I went to a bar with my parents, not too far actually from where the riots are happening, and I was sitting there, and this lady was like, "Oh, Jake, how's it going?" And I look over, and it was Mrs. Fitz, and she was there with this lady.
Oh, she's back on the.
And I was like, "Oh, what's up, Miss?" You know, because you don't honestly. I mean, it had been what I graduated in 2005, so the odds that she would even remember a student from 15 or 16 years ago was pretty random.
Yeah, and it's the hot teacher.
And it's the hot teacher.
You.
And I was like, oh, Miss Fitz, like, how you doing? I was like, how's Mr. Fitz? And she was just like, looks down. She goes, Brian as well. We are no longer married. I'm back to my maiden name. And I was just looking at the lady, and I'm like, oh, shit, this is your fucking new honey. You got the new piece up at this bar with you.
Yeah,
and
good for her.
She's telling a mentally disabled kid how she turned her wife now.
Yeah,
circle of life.
Yeah, dude, it's just the classic.
She's got her fingers under some kid's nose over there. Like, here, check this out.
She's like, dude, look at all you horny little bitches. I get pussy on the reg. But I'm Facebook friends with her now. So
hell yeah.
Keep in touch. It's good to keep in touch.
Mr. Fitz was the person that turned her and also the one that sent her right back.
No, the way I kind of I kind of heard through the grapevine that Mrs. Fitz may have turned while they were still married.
Yeah.
So she started getting into them panties during their marriage, which has got to be, I don't know, not surprising. You turned a lady over to the dark side, and then she's going to have a taste for it for the rest of her life.
Yeah. It's like a dog who's tasted blood, man.
And it's just like, are you really going to deprive her of that? Like, I don't know.
He probably thought it was cool when he first found out she was cheating on him. It's like, oh yeah, threesome. But no,
she's like, no, Brian, I don't like dick anymore.
What class did he teach? What subject?
So she was algebra and he was history.
Oh, see, that's just
the history of getting ass.
The history of losing ass, bro.
And losing ass.
I mean, see, that was destined to fail.
Semester.
That's not going to work. Algebra and history, that's just, that's not going to flow together.
And she,
if you're a history teacher, you need to get yourself like an arts teacher. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so the other thing that was funny about my high school is that there was another teacher couple, but they were much, much less attractive than this couple. So no one gave a fuck about their marriage. Like, I didn't even really know they were married for most of my time, and then I found out. I was like, oh, who the fuck cares? And they looked like brother and sister, not attractive brother and sister. They were like kind of they had a very like sullen look to them, and I remember being like, damn, what an unfortunate thing that you're a public school teacher and you're known as the ugly couple in public school.
They look like they're brother and sister of an arranged marriage.
Yeah.
Their parents were like, the two of you, we're saving money.
It just looked like two cousins in a village. They're like, well, we need new kids, so you guys are going to have to do the job. And, yeah, dude, real rough. So I hope Mr. Fitz is back in the saddle, because I heard he was pretty broken up about it.
How did you figure that out?
I think someone told me who had a little sibling go there, they heard the story. I forget how I was. I just remember asking after I ran into her. I was like, "Yo, did you hear about this?" They're like, "Oh yeah, we heard she cheated on him with the new lady."
Damn.
Oh, and she was like a new employee.
I don't know if it was a Damn, that would be brutal.
Let's for the sake of this podcast, let's go with that.
Oh, fuck.
Probably like a hot new janitor, not even a teacher,
Just sees her in those tight brown janitor pants mopping up the floor.
Strong mop technique.
Hell yeah. Damn.
He's probably the guy that broke into the Planet Fitness just to work out. That's how down in the dumps he is now.
Yeah, he just smashed through, and he's like, I just need to get my workout on.
I just need to get back out there, turn my life around.
I do love how an innocent man was murdered by the police, and within 2 days we have funny Twitter content out of it. That's a new thing that something so bad happens and the outcome is dope Twitter shit that we can all laugh about, like guy breaking into Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
Or wheelchair lady trying to stab people at Target.
Which is not, it wouldn't be funny if you were there, but watching it on Twitter.
Watching it on Twitter was, there's not much going on. So to have my hometown burning down over this is something for me to keep up on, at least.
Yeah.
Dude, wheelchair hero, dude. I mean, there were so many funny things about that. Everybody initially thought she was old as hell, and then when she emerged out of the cloud of dust, she was 30.
Yeah, I don't know if that's confirmed. That's what someone was saying on Twitter.
I mean, dude, she does not look 80, bro. She looks young.
Well, yeah, you equate the wheelchair with with age, and then I mean, but how many times have you ever been on a bus when there's someone on in a wheelchair on the bus, and then they get out, but then you see them pushing it with their feet later or some shit?
Dude, my biggest thing is when I'm in the grocery store. That's where my I don't even know what you call it. It's not. Is it bigotry? I don't know.
Ableism.
Ableism, right? Sorry, I forgot the specific word. But when I see some people in a wheel, not even what is it called?
Yeah, that cart. I know,
rascal.
Cart. Yeah,
the rascal
cart.
The wily rascal. When I see that
scooter cart thing,
and I'm just the
aisle Audi.
You can tell it's bro, you're not you can walk. This is not you can walk. You're
Jake, they can
I'm getting in trouble.
Because people brought this up because wheelchair lady could walk. The stabber.
Yeah, she tried to stab somebody off of her wheelchair.
She got up to try to stab someone.
Yeah,
but she can
saw
only
a young
go in
black
short
kid
bursts.
and was like, "I'm trying to stab this dude."
She was posted up outside of a door stabbing people. Like, that was insane.
She had fucking like weird movements too. I guess because when you're not using your legs, you're using an electronic motor. Like the way she was lunging at people was like creepy. It was like a horror movie. Like she didn't have natural lunge movements. It was just like it was at a standstill and then it was at a and it was like move forward.
The cure for her paralysis was the urge to stab a young black man.
Jesus Christ! Yeah.
Imagine being such a fan of Target that you couldn't see one get looted.
Yeah, what was her motivation? Yeah. What was her motivation?
She saw that Target burning. She's like, not today.
She seems like a woman who would fucking rat on you if you said keep on pimping in your yearbook. Like she seemed like I don't understand that mindset of like, are you that fucking dumb to think that you're gonna stop a looting? It's
she
over.
Just wanted to stab people.
Yeah,
because
she tried to make it off.
She
tried to make it off. Yeah, she didn't give a fuck. Damn. She got bodied, dude. That woman,
she could take
that woman
punch.
beat her in the face, and she took a punch like I'm telling you, she's got more of a jaw than me, dude. She took a punch.
And not in a vulnerable position, too, just sitting there, you know. She can't bob and leave.
She got a knife! I was laughing so hard at that woman.
She comes from a long line of women that can take a punch, it looks like. Yeah. That's
dude,
for sure.
She came out. Did you see the one footage where she came out of the, like, she was talking to the person on camera? She was like, "Oh yeah." So there's footage of her trying to stab, and then there's the footage of her walking. But someone got an interview with her, and she comes out, and they're like, "Oh my God, you were attacked." She was like, "I was attacked. I was just trying to stop the looting." And they're like, "Oh, are you okay? Did you get medical attention?" She was like, the paramedics checked me out and they said I was fine. You could just tell that the paramedics were like, bitch, get out of here. Yeah. We have real victims to fucking handle.
It's a steel skull.
The paramedics sent me on my way. Oh, so good. I mean, I hope next time I visit Minneapolis, I can locate her and check in on her. Be like,
invite her to a show.
Would you mind if I punched you in the face? It looks like you can handle it.
She's gonna have like a bell on her chair so people can hear her coming.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like The Wire. It's gonna be like Omar coming.
Wheelchair jousting, bro.
Stabby's coming.
Oh.
So what's the significance of? Is there any significance to people looting a Target in Minneapolis? Is that like
supposedly some people said because it's a Minneapolis company and at some point they have paid money to I don't know if they meant like they've hired Minneapolis police to do security or they donated.
I read this. Yeah.
But to me, like, look, obviously the dude was murdered. I don't think anybody, unless they're really trying, unless they really got an axe to grind, anybody with two eyes can tell the dude was murdered. But when people start to like justify, like, oh, it's like, look, just admit you're looting. Why do you got to pretend like you have a political cause behind looting? Just say you're looting. It's fine. I don't even care that you're looting, but be like, we're doing it to Target. It's like, no, you don't give a fuck. It could have been anything. This is an opportunity. It's across the street.
Yeah, like you can't say if that was a Walmart that they wouldn't be like that.
Right, they would be like, oh, this ain't a Minnesota company. We got to keep away from it. Like, they don't.
Yeah. And look, look, they got to do whatever the fuck they got to do.
Right. It's
nicer stuff in a Target too than a Walmart.
100%. Go.
I mean, they also burned down an AutoZone. Like, are we really saying that there was a political motive?
That was a cop.
Well, I saw the cop.
Yeah, I just saw.
I saw the cop
crazy.
hitting the windows. I don't know if a cop started the fire.
Hey, we didn't start the fire, but
the cops
did. The cops did.
Also, there's been enough buildings burned down now that, I mean, is it all the cops? Also, like,
no.
Right? Like,
know.
why don't we just say, like, yeah, we're about it. We fucking burned down a few buildings.
Maybe they burned down their own police station. That would be a
G move.
But they wouldn't want to do that. It makes them look weak. Yeah.
Also, the other thing is that police precinct is literally like kitty corner from the Target. So I think the people who are at the protesting were just like, you know what, fuck it, let's go get some free shit. No one's gonna stop us.
Hell yeah.
Breaking down into a Target, looting a Target is like us looting Powell's books.
Yeah, a staple.
Yeah.
It would be a staple.
Yeah, man, I could do that. Portland, if Powell's books is ever getting looted, man, we got to ride, man. We got to go there.
Can you imagine the type of people looting, though?
Man, you get up into the
lot
Pearl
of tote
room,
bags.
the
lot of
rare
tote
books.
bags, a lot of NPR.
Man, I'm gonna steal one of every rock biography. Man, it's happening. I'd run out of there with 20 cases of the dirt, you know?
Dude, yeah, man. The fucking NPR tote bag wielding motherfuckers. We'd be like, no wonder we got all these totes. We're just ready for the fucking bookstore looting.
Comics just stealing notebooks.
Yeah.
Just, I'll actually fill this one up.
I won't give up on it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would have been funny if they, like, because, like, there's a bunch of Minnesota companies. There's, like, 3M. There's fucking General Mills, which, like, makes all the Pillsbury shit and all the cereals and stuff. Can you imagine somebody just dipping out with fucking, like, a bunch of fucking, like, Lucky Charms and shit?
Dude, that would be the shit. Someone just taking off with a whole pallet of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Hell yeah.
Just, like, they get all the dough before it's, like, I imagine, like, you're running out, like, you're dropping cases of biscuits and they're, like, popping, you know? Like, they hit the ground, it's like, poof. It's like, oh, shit, leave it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's, Minnesota. When do you think it'll die down? Or ever?
I mean, eventually.
I think it's going to go for a while. I think, because I think the more they try to stomp it out, the more it's going to get crazy. Like, they're just going to, which they should. I don't know. Because no one's working, so everyone has time on their hands to just go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're calling the National Guard at some point. And
they already did, I think.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. But the National Guard, they're fucking half-assers. One weekend a month.
Who's not a hoe?
One weekend a month, 2 weeks
Who's
a
not
year.
a hoe in Max is everybody's a hoe, dude. Everybody's a fucking hoe. Fauci's a hoe. The National Guard's a hoe. Who's not a hoe? How many people on the not hoe list in Max's world?
I defended Ricky Gervais today. Ricky Gervais is not a hoe.
Yeah, I don't know why people got it out for Ricky.
I don't.
What are they saying about him?
Everybody hates on him. Everybody hates on Ricky.
Yeah, it's cool to hate on Ricky Gervais now because yeah.
Well, no, I just rewatched his what was the Golden Globes or whatever the last award show he hosts.
Dude, he killed it.
He's great at
that.
that.
So funny. That was hilarious.
He's the best host we have.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he gave us The Office. Like that's.
Yeah, The Good Office.
You've done enough.
Yeah.
What about oh fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this was the only reason we were talking about this is because Seth and Max and I were texting about Douglas and how even how the woke people are turning on Douglas. It seems like, or some parts of woke Twitter are turning on Douglas. I guess
they've turned on Hannah Gadsby. This happened like a year ago, and I have some theories on it. Yeah, it's because.
Who turned on her specifically?
So it's like the I would say like the Antifa, the doughy Antifa people, like the people who are like Antifa on Twitter but not
about it,
about it in the streets. You know, like I don't know, like the third tier, socialist comics. They all used to live in Austin. Now they live in New York. They have like 15,000 Twitter followers. They all turned on Hannah Gadsby because she took their lane from them. Like, that was it. Like, there's only room for one of those whack-ass woke comics to be elevated, and she took it all.
Yeah, like, there is... I think because it's so unfunny, you can't have more than one out there getting love.
People would riot. It would be like Minneapolis all over the country.
It would be there would be Targets all over the country being looted just for the fact that we'd have 2 Hannah Gatsby's.
Like, there is a correlation that this happened the week that Douglas was released.
Dropped, yeah. It was an anti-black hate crime.
Man, cardigan factories across the nation are being looted as we speak.
Black people are too funny to put up with somebody like Hannah Gatsby getting 2 specials.
Yeah. No,
I actually did make it. So it took me three times to get through in the net. Like, I had to do it in like thirds. And I made it a half an hour into this newest one, and I had to stop.
Huh, that's longer than I did. I mean, it's all I'm saying is, like, these people rely on the industry for success and validation, because there's no way that they could build a grassroots fan base by going around the country doing clubs, doing shows. So they have to rely.
How did Hannah Gatsby get this Netflix thing? Because you said that she has 10 albums before this
in Australia. She has 10 Australian hours. That's what she said, right? In the beginning of her.
Yeah, she says that in.
She said, "Yeah, I have. This is my 10th or something." So it's like,
but it's like that fringe comedy shit. It's like every year you come up with it's like a one person show basically.
Sure.
It's not stand up. It's it's like a PowerPoint presentation without slides.
In the fucking opening of Douglas, she goes, all right, and then I'm going to get to the joke part. And I was like, wait, it's not all jokes? Like, what do you mean? Like, why? She tells the audience that I'm going to lecture you twice.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to give a lecture in the middle, and I'm going to give a lecture at the end. And I'm like, so you're
but it'll be funny.
It'll be a funny lecture. You're going to sandwich jokes in between like, you're not even hiding it anymore is the thing. I feel like they used to have to pretend that what they were saying is funny, and now it's just like, no, this is not the point. The part of this may be funny, but the whole thing, that's not the point here. It's not.
Yeah, I only made it about 15 minutes in. I didn't make it past her just explaining what she was going to talk about for the whole special, but it just reminded me of like watching an open mic set you'd see in like 2013 here in Portland, but in front of 2,000 people in a theater.
In a gorgeous theater.
Yeah.
That thing is fucking awesome.
That theater looked tight, man, like with the ceiling and shit. God damn.
I'm going to put this out there. This is a side note.
Oh, shit.
This is not a huge thing, and I mean, it's just a personal thing. I think stand-up should not be any bigger than like a big club. I think stand-up in these giant theaters is not how the art form is supposed to be. And I know people do it, and I know people fucking get laughs off of it, but like, I just don't really have any interest in seeing somebody in anything like bigger than like a big club.
No, I hear you. Like, I mean, I've seen good shows in theaters, but
I have too.
But the best shows that I've seen have been in smaller rooms, like a club or a smaller room. It's almost like math, just with like the fucking the lower ceilings and shit. Like, it just, things vibrate more. It's more intimate.
Like, Hannah Gatsby actually almost makes more sense in a theater because then it feels more like a presentation or something.
Yeah, it's like a play.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It is a drama piece almost versus like I just wonder, like, if she went in to like a club and did that, like, would people just be like, what did I see? Or like, would they be like, oh, it's like a different type of.
That's the other thing about this genre of comedy is that the audience is, I would say, people that are not versed in stand-up. Like, they're like theater people that are going to see these things because it's been presented as like the groundbreaking. Like, when's the last time you went to a comedy show that was advertised as groundbreaking? It's just...
Yeah. Well, it's like when she came through Portland on the Douglas tour, like the write-up for it was like, will it be funny? Will it not? Come see fine. Like, it was advertised as like, this isn't a comedy show.
Right. It was advertised from her, not from
that was her people put that out. So it was just like, damn, okay, this is different. I guess. But
and,
I don't know, just that opening 10 minutes of being like, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I was like, all right, I've had enough.
I'm gonna finish it. Like I just want to know what the whole thing is. Like I'm gonna finish it. It's just like, I don't know, man. It's just this. It's like this weird thing where it's like if you critique it, you're being like, especially if you're like us, like if you're a straight white guy and you're critiquing it, it's like it's not your thing. And it's just like why is critiquing something that's not funny and it's supposed to be funny some type of bigotry? Why isn't it not just like you didn't accomplish the one thing you're supposed to do in stand-up comedy, which is make people laugh?
Well, I think at the end of the day, when you got a fly-ass pair of shoes on, it doesn't matter what you say. You know what I'm saying?
That trend is dead. Now that Nanette or the Hannah Gatsby did it, some comics have to do something else.
Yeah, like she came out there, she's got the Jordans on, man.
She's got the Nikes, and then she's got the blue suit. It's done.
That's what I'm talking about. She copied someone's open mic persona from 2013 in Portland. I'm telling you, to a T. She's dressing as us. She's doing our jokes. She aped
What
us.
jokes does she do? Oh, you mean quote jokes?
Just whack, like, isn't that strange, white people? As a white person, it's just like, okay, yeah.
Dude, she called America's culture straight white male culture. I'm like, you're from fucking Australia. You guys are way more racist than we are.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're racist, but, dude, you ever talk to Australians about the Aboriginal people, and you're talking, I mean, you guys are a bunch of, like, redneck white prisoners. Who are you to tell anybody that they're worse than Australia, dude?
Yeah. Oh, shit, yeah.
I mean, dude, their vacation is going to Thailand and, like, raping ladyboys and shit. Like, they're not, like, Australians are, like, some of the most brutish people you'll ever meet. Like, they're nice and they're fun to hang with, but they're, like, they fucking party. They, like, I mean,
beat up lesbians, apparently.
Apparently, you know, yeah, like, they're not
nice people.
Right, apparently, you know, if you got such a beef. But
what do you think Hannah's vertical is in those Jordans?
I'd say she's maxing out at 7 to 8 inches.
7, 8 inches? That's high, man.
Got it, man.
You think it's under 5 inches?
I don't know. I mean, she could generate a lot a lot You know, I don't know.
Look, don't disrespect Jordan. Like, it's the shoes at least 7 to 8 inches.
She's got a wide stance. She got some wide hips. She's got a lot of power in those hips.
It's like Moses Malone. She's got a Moses Malone build.
Yeah. I want to see her do the splits when she's grabbing a rebound like Oscar Robertson.
Glenn Big Baby Davis.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, she's got a big baby energy.
Energy player off the bench. She'll come in, you know, tell the other team what she's going to do to them, then do it.
Did I ever tell you I saw Glenn Big Baby?
I'm dunking from right here.
I saw Glenn Big Baby at a house party in Portland like years ago.
No shit?
Yeah, he was... Did he play for the Clippers at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played for the Clippers, and they were in town to play the Blazers, and he must have known somebody, like, I don't know, from college, this little white girl he was with, and he was at this, was like, you know, it was a house party, but it wasn't, like, crazy wild, and it was just like, what the fuck are you doing here, bro? Like, he felt...
Like, is that NBA champion Glenn Big Baby Davis?
You know who I thought it was? In my moment of all black, big ass black dudes look alike.
Who did you think
for some reason, I was like, "Oh shit, it's Jamarcus Russell, former first pick bust."
Is that NFL bust?
Jamarcus Russell? I was like, "Why is NFL bust Jamarcus Russell here? This is fucking crazy."
Well,
and then only afterwards, I was like, "Oh shit, it was Big Baby."
You walk up to him and be like, "Man, do you still have that chain of yourself?"
I was like, why did you hold out so long for that contract, bro? You ended up being a huge bust.
God damn.
Yeah.
He knew. He needed the money.
Like, give me that money. But, yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't understand how anybody can critique comedy. Like, if you do Hannah Gatsby-style comedy, how are you complaining about other people's jokes that get laughs? Like, I want to give it up for
That's
Hannah.
why.
She's got balls, though, bro. She is like, that's the thing is that they'll look at comedy and be like, oh, look at all these comics getting laughs off all these jokes. I'm better than that. And it's like, damn, the balls you have to say. That's like me being like, I missed 10 threes and be like, yo, fuck Stephen Curry for making all those threes, dude. The new game is to miss the threes.
Yeah, I was brave for taking those threes, underhanded.
Underhanded, dude. I did granny style underhanded threes, and I missed 10 out of 10, and that's the new vibe.
Yeah, man, that's a new advanced metric.
So you appreciate Hannah Gadsby because she's brazenly, unapologetically not trying to get laughs?
Hannah Gadsby created a new reality. That is groundbreaking.
For herself.
None of us have done that. None of us have done that. None of us will ever do what she did. She literally took a thing that is defined by one quality. Stand-up comedy is defined by one quality: how much laughter you elicit from an audience. And she said, you know what? Fuck all of that. The new stand-up comedy, the laughter is secondary, and actually part of the laughter is that even begging for laughs is cheap, and it is dirty, and it turns you into a laugh whore. And I'm not about that. She took something that is very simple, and she made us have to have this debate of, is what she's doing comedy, and then she turned it into a marketing thing. So when she comes through town, she advertises, will it be funny or won't it? Come find out for yourself. Buy a $100 ticket and see if I make you laugh. Now, if I don't, well, the advertising said right there that it might not even be funny. So you have no what to blame. Like, none of us, even if we headline Madison Square Garden, people will still go, yep, I'm going to go there and he's going to make me laugh a bunch. None of us will ever redefine the genre like Hannah Gadsby is doing, bro. So for that, I tip my fucking cap to her ass.
No,
bro.
Hey,
no.
You got to wait and hear this new grocery store material I'm working on, man.
But I'll
change the game.
What will I think? Will it make me cry? And then you'll be like, no, bitch, that's stand-up comedy. Because you're going to have to do something. Literally, you're going to have to start traumatizing people in some way, and that's the new wave of stand-up. Because until any of us do that, we kind of have to bow to Hannah.
No, it's like Picasso. You have to master the principles of stand-up before you can go off and do your own thing. It's like then anyone could come in and be like, I'm a master of stand-up, of not making people laugh. Anyone can do that. Anyone can do what Hannah Gadsby does.
My next thing is like my goal is to become a headliner of comedy clubs, but my thing is I'm gonna give a bunch of laxatives to the club to put in the people's food while I perform.
Right.
So everyone shits themselves, or everyone has to go to use the bathroom at once. And that's going to be my thing.
That's the new,
like,
the new wave.
And then there'll be the review is like Dylan Jenkins. He's funny as shit. And
boo.
We got to get that car crash sound effect from me. All this shit, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm sure the Netflix deal that she got isn't like the Seinfeld or the Chappelle, but dude, she got millions of dollars to do stand-up comedy, and her out is it doesn't even need to be funny.
Well,
tell me you will ever
claiming to be
autistic,
though. She's claiming to be autistic, like she's
what
repping autism. So that's like her out.
Fucking Josh Blue has fucking cerebral palsy. He's not.
Yeah, but this is a mental thing. This is like I'm not saying you can't be funny and autistic, but I'm saying is like that's her excuse for not caring if she gets laughed. She cares.
Before the taping of Douglas, if you look closely, you can see Mr. Fitz was on the side of the stage explaining to her how he turned his last wife from a lesbian to straight.
He's like, yo, I turned one of you. I'm coming for you next, Gatsby.
He's like, hey, Hannah, smell my finger. Go kill him.
No, I think this is the last. I think this is the last we hear of Hannah Gadsby. This is it. There's no third special. It's over.
Here's the thing. I want to know, because like she goes to Montreal, she goes to like the big fest. Like when she sees the other comics, or the other comics see her, like what do they talk about? Like do they?
She doesn't. She's autistic. She can't hold a conversation. I guarantee she can't.
But she never talks to her peers. You don't think she ever talk? Like, do you think like Chappelle has her number and is like, "Yo, what do you think of this joke?" Like,
no one knew who she was before Nanette. They picked her out of the brush in Australia, in the bush. She was found in the bush.
In the bush.
She was hopping around in a kangaroo's pouch, and they were like, "Come on over and do a show."
I think I know. I'm pretty deep into like who the comics are. I've never heard of Hannah Gadsby before Nanette.
I want to listen to her old material. Like, is her old material jokes?
It stinks.
Oh, you listen to it?
Yeah, there's stuff on her. Like, that's what she does in Nanette. Her jokes. She has jokes.
Blue.
The color blue. Whatever. I stink too. It's like you can't. Yeah, it's always turns into like, oh, you're just a hater because you're not successful, or you don't have a fan base like Hannah Gadsby. But it's
dude, though, like, Mark Norman and Sam Morril had to put out specials on YouTube, and then they're just like,
yeah,
all right,
fucked.
We gotta, fuck us. Like, who cares about our dumb little careers? But if you got guys who are, like, selling out clubs every weekend, they can't get a deal on Netflix, but you got fucking Douglas's fucking TED Talk on there. Douglas. Dude,
I wear Jordans now and dunk on your ass.
She does the thing in... Is that your Hannah?
Yes, I wear Michael Jordan's shoes. They were made by some
like
slave.
Mary Poppins or some shit.
I put the patriarchy on a poster.
They were made by child slaves. But let me tell you, they don't suffer as much as me, as a white lesbian in Australia.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's a huge thing. That's why the Nike, that's like the Nike shoe thing, like the fresh kick thing with woke comics pisses me off so much. It's because it's like their whole act is like berating this, and it's just like, dude, just look down at your feet and tell me that you're holier than thou. Look at what the fuck you're wearing. And it's like, look, no one can hate on anybody truly because we all have blood on our hands. But if you like collect Nikes, if shoe collection shit is your thing, you lose the privilege to be woke. Wokeness is out. You don't get to have excess slave shoes and then be like, but I'm woke. I'm woke for sure. I'm woke.
I collect Toms.
You gotta have Toms.
I collect Toms. I'm a Tom
collect
head.
them?
I'm a Tom head. Yeah, I got all the colors: blue, darker blue. Dark blue. I got all of them.
With Toms. What are those?
Oh, those are the shoes where if you buy one, they give a pair to a poor person.
Which is apparently is a scam too.
God
that's
damn.
a scam. No one's good
because they don't need shoes. I heard they don't need shoes in these countries that they're giving them.
They're like, look, stop giving it. We've had shoes taken care of. We need water.
That's the thing. Yeah,
water.
They need like water and food.
We need water.
Instead, everyone's getting like 12 pairs of shoes.
You want to hear like a super white moment I had in Guatemala?
Of course.
So I was, I was down in Guatemala for I think like 2 months, and I
shout out to Guatemala.
Shout out to being white and going to Guatemala, baby.
Hey, dude, head taller than all the dudes. It's great.
Shout out to the gap year.
The gap year. Well, this was I don't know, it wasn't a gap year because I wasn't in college. I did this post college.
All right. Finding yourself.
I found myself, but I also paid it for myself. It wasn't some like scholarship. Anyways. In Guatemala,
I paid $500 to live for a year in Guatemala. No big deal.
Hey, if you want to live like a king, people always say "fuck America," dude. I'm telling you, go down to Guatemala, you live like a fucking king down there. Okay, but I went to a Spanish school to learn Spanish, and like they had a guy who was like he would lead these like field trips, and he was a former soldier in the Civil War. They had like a 38-year Civil War down there.
Damn.
That's a long Civil War, bro.
Yeah,
38 years. Like, that's longer than we've all been alive. That's a whole... the war would not be over right now.
But just the fact that you got schooled by a soldier of a Civil War, man.
Well, it was pretty
tight.
Brutal because he took us to his like little place in the jungle where him and his homeboys like hid out and like stashed their guns and shit. It was just like, okay, this is real.
He's like, you see this spot right here? That's where I hid under the corpse of my dead friends to hide.
Yeah. He was like,
but,
yes.
Anyways, yo soy el. You're like, what?
Me llamo es Jose. So
Hola.
we're on a fucking field trip, and he's all about the cause, right? These guys who's fought in the Civil War, the cause is their whole thing, right? And I was just like, what can I do for the cause? What can we do? And he just turned to me, he goes, necesito dinero. Like, it's just like, we need money, bro. And he just kept repeating it, and I'm just thinking like, oh, maybe I can volunteer. And he's like, we need
what
fucking
did you think
money.
you were gonna do?
I don't know. I was just trying to be all like dumb and idiotic and like, I can help the cause. And he's like, we need fucking money, bro. What are you talking about? And I was like, yeah, I'll shut the fuck up right about now.
Yeah.
Hey,
I could be a sniper.
Wanted to help.
I can work in the comms department. I can
Yeah,
spread the love.
You're like, look, I'm really proficient in Microsoft Excel.
I know the whole suite.
Yeah. Like, man, if you need a spreadsheet, I'm your guy. We'll organize this Civil War.
It is funny, like Trump and people complaining about Trump. Not like he's, whatever. Trump, you can think about Trump however you want to think about Trump, but like,
I don't think about him. He's on my pay no mind list.
pay no mind.
Trump, I ignore Trump.
Pay no mind.
I got him blocked on Twitter. I blocked Trump on Twitter.
Hey, if Trump ever wanted to drop into your bar show, would you say no fucking way?
No fucking way. Kiss my ass, Donald J. Trump.
Would you tell him, hey, I don't care if you're the president of the United States, you don't get 5 minutes on this mic?
I'm not taking your $5 in my tip jar. No, sir.
Yeah, we would turn his money. If Donald Trump was in the audience, would you? And he dropped
Nope.
fucking $1,000 cash in. You'd be like, we're not taking war blood money, bitch.
No, this pallet is sacred.
This art collective does not
This
run.
pallet is sacred.
This art collective does not run on war crimes.
You're going to come here and you're going to disrespect this backyard? You're going to disrespect this backyard?
I'm a pretty principled guy, as you know. For the last 3 years, I have refused to perform with Louis C.K., so I think I could extend that to Donald Trump.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good that I always like that you took that stand that, you would never, even though you've never run a show in your life, you would never let him on your show.
Or perform with him. I would never allow Louis
Right.
C.K. to perform on a
Right.
show where I am performing.
Classic. And, that's who you are, man.
Yes.
Through and through.
I haven't stepped foot in ground control ever since he popped in for that show there that one time.
That's
Right.
right.
Honestly, you shouldn't support a business who allowed Louis in there, even though this was before
They knew.
They knew.
I
You
heard
could
the
tell by his
rumors.
material. You could tell by his material. You knew he was. He was a
Saggy
bad
ass,
dude. You shouldn't have had him on.
Swamp ass.
Swamp ass bitch. But yeah,
Man,
I don't know.
What were you talking about?
We were talking
Guatemala?
about Guatemala. No, that was it. I guess with the money
You were
thing.
done. You were on to Nicaragua to do cocaine and forgot about the general.
Well, the Australians I met, dude, in South America, I met these two Australians, and they had been down. They'd been in South America for 8 months, and they didn't learn Spanish, which I think is absolutely insane. And I'm like, I went out to dinner with all these people, and I was the only one who had learned Spanish, so I'm like ordering and like having to do all the ordering and stuff. And I was like, what have you guys been doing down here? Like 8 months seems almost impossible that you didn't learn any Spanish just by being down here.
Yeah, full
And
immersion.
all they
and
did is surf and do cocaine. Like, that's Australians, bro. They don't give a fuck about cultures. They're just like, yeah. They're like, yeah, mate, we just been like, we surf every day and we do fucking a lot of blow here. It's very cheap, a lot of blow.
Yeah, I met two Australian girls in like Vancouver. We were staying in the same hostel, and they were like from the bush, and they had never been like in a city before. They were terrified. Yeah,
These are
So
different Australians.
I guess. Yeah, there's the surfer Australians on like the Gold Coast, as they call
Right.
it. The Gold Coast.
Gold Coast.
Man,
And then there's the bush people.
I met a couple of Australians at my work last year, and they were looking for their friend, and I was asked because they looked confused, and I went over to them like, "Can I help you with anything?" And they're like, "Yeah, have you seen Davis?" And I was like, "No, I haven't seen Davis."
Boo.
And they're like, "You see Davis?"
Boo.
Oh my god.
Are we really doing this with this man?
Hey,
you've entered Max's pay no mind list with that.
Yeah,
joke.
I'm blocking you. I'm gonna block you on
blocked.
Twitter.
Pay no mind.
It's you, Louis C.K., Donald J. Trump, Bill Barr, Bill Burr, and Hannah Gadsby.
Damn.
Dude,
Well, I'm sorry, guys.
I saw this guy. It's weird what people is like when like people who are try to make these stands on like Facebook, and like no one gets behind them. You're like, dude, did you? This guy I'm friends with. I don't know how I'm. Just one of these random dudes in Portland I'm friends with. There was an article in Vanity Fair about like this is like this super celebrity laden D&D group. It's like actors and like.
Oh yeah. Tom Morello's in that.
Tom Morello's in that, right? So it's just like whatever. Like literally. What, do you think celebrities don't have dumb hobbies that they also do? And this guy goes, ugh, just a bunch of straight white males. I'm going to vomit. It's like this guy A is the straight white dude, of course. But B, it's like, first of all, Tom Morello, not white, so shut up. Guy. But also, like, so are you just mad that a group of white dudes is hanging now? Is that what is the angle here? That you're mad that white dudes are playing D&D together? That they don't have a diverse D&D group?
People have mental problems, Jake.
They do.
People have serious mental disorders.
What are you supposed to do with, like, I almost wrote in, like, Morello is not white, but I was just like, why am I going to get involved in this fucking piece of shit's life? Like, but it's just so frustrating. It's like, dude, and this was literally, like, on the day when, like, the riots were starting. I'm like, so of all the news, of all the things you're mad about right now, it's a rich dude's D&D group. This is your fucking angle here. This is the take that you want to put out.
Yeah. Well, it's way easier to get incensed about that than, about police brutality and people,
Yeah, they're like, look, it's easier to go after the... It's easier to go after the werewolf from True Blood's D&D group.
Right.
Be like, hey, no, man, you're not... It's like, what do you give a shit about? They're playing D&D.
I saw this this Twitter, this book, this like queer bookstore Twitter. Like, like it would be like Powell's Books Twitter, except it was for this like independent like queer bookstore in Minneapolis. Mm-hmm. And they like... This morning, they were like, we're very thankful that we're still here. Like, as in, they're like, we're feeling really bad for our neighbors. We're thankful we're still here. Abolish the police. I'm like, abolish the police? You're just saying that you're happy that your fucking thing wasn't burned to the ground. Like, are you telling me if someone would lit your shit on fire, you wouldn't call somebody?
Call the fire department.
Yeah.
You wouldn't... Yeah, but you wouldn't be like, if cops were there, you wouldn't be like, hey, can you stop them?
Well, hey, they can say abolish police because on the list of stores to loot, queer bookstore is dead last. Dead fucking last.
That's the tote bag brigade coming to that one.
Yeah.
Gonna break you down with a bag of books.
Look, the queer feminist bookstore does not need to worry about getting looted. All right, like that is their shit could be wide open. Be like, please, you want to come loot?
A bunch of polite people browsing the aisles, looking for stuff to steal.
Yeah, the looters there would still pay for it, but no, they're like, they don't have to worry about getting looted.
What the fuck is a bell hooks? What the fuck is an Audre Lorde? Who the fuck is an Audre Lorde?
Yeah, why is this caged bird singing? I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. Abolish the police.
I don't think the police should have guns. Just for a while. Let's just see how it goes.
Hell yeah. Why not?
Just see how it goes. Like,
yeah, I feel like in America, it's just like, I don't know, dude. There's so many crazy people with guns. I'm just like...
well, some cops will have guns, but not like the first... all I'm saying is like the first responders, like the beat cops. They don't need guns. So it's like, if they see shit going down, then they call in the cops that have guns.
You call someone who has a gun.
Like they do in England or wherever. Yeah, more...
Oh, go ahead.
More people will get shot for a while, but I think things will even out.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, at this point, who the fuck cares anymore? Shit's just turning to crap anyways. Like
Sure.
at this point, it's just like, yeah, what are we really pretending that this is going to all turn around? Are we pretending that this is just going to be a great life that we're all going to lead at some point?
I mean, if the Douglas taught me anything, it's that no, humor has been sucked from this world, and we're all gonna die.
Oh God, I'm depressed now. I'm depressed because I have to watch Douglas again tonight.
You do?
I gotta finish it, bro.
All right. Well, hey, man.
Douglas is something that like they would use in MK Ultra. They'd be like, "This is humor." You'd be like, "Are you fucking what are you talking about?" You're like, "Oh, don't you understand? This is what humor is." And you just crack people's minds open. They'd be like, "I don't understand." You'd put a couple LSD hits in them. And be like, "No, this is funny, and if you're not laughing, you're crazy." But Netflix, what are you talking about?
They have enough money to do that, just to throw like $10 million at this Hannah Gadsby thing, just to like blow it, because they made her, so they're just fucking with people. Like it's like, yeah,
I really think at
we
this
can
point,
make any autistic lesbian famous. Look at us go.
Dude, I'm telling you this. Hannah Gadsby does that that thing you do when you're like, I mean, everybody still does it. You see it sometimes. Is when a joke doesn't land, you don't address it as in like, oh, that didn't work, but you do that kind of fake smile toward the crowd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You'll see it just like, you'll see someone, either the joke isn't funny or it is funny, but the crowd, it just hit wrong or something, whatever it is. But, if you're a pro, unless you want to, you don't really acknowledge it. You just kind of like smile and keep moving. She does that at least 3 times within the first half an hour that I watch, is where it's like she thought there was going to be a laugh there. There wasn't. And she just kind of like awkwardly smiles at the crowd. It's like
she can't register laughter in her brain. That's her problem. She addresses that in the first 5 minutes. Like, look, I don't understand laughter. I don't understand what is funny, and this is my special.
These are my confessions.
These are my confessions.
I don't understand laughter anymore. I don't get it, but I gotta keep on going.
What I do when I do stand-up and I tell a joke and it doesn't get anything is I say, well, that usually gets an applause break. And then, I kind of stop.
Well, no, and then you look at somebody and go, God, you must be what's your cause, Dylan, that you want to trumpet up there?
Oh yeah,
like because you can't really say you must be against white people because that's not posh right now. So what's your cause that you're gonna go after when someone doesn't approve of your humor? You gotta have something.
You don't like bass players,
right?
Is that it?
Because
you don't respect the low end.
I can pull the Jew card. Max can pull the Down syndrome card. What are you gonna pull?
Right. Extra chrome.
God, that would be. I would want to see.
There will be a comic that fakes having Down syndrome.
yes.
In the next 5 years,
and then
I guarantee.
And they're gonna say retarded on stage all the time, and then they're going, like, "What do you? Oh, I can't use that word.
I am. That's my people." And they're gonna be someone that does a deep dive and outs them as not being retarded.
Oh my God!
And I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it.
They're gonna find their college yearbook of them doing blackface.
Yeah,
and they're gonna be like, "What's this?" Be like, "Oh, it was different. It was different times." I'm sorry.
They let us do whatever we want back then. Now, Down syndrome people have to have the same sense of morality as everybody else, dude. We've had people fake blackness. There's definitely somebody out there who's faking queerness just for the fuck. I mean, not even faking.
I can name 6. I'm questioning. That's the best.
I'm questioning. Or like you'll hear.
I'm in a straight marriage and I'm questioning.
I'm questioning. I'll question till the day I die. But just let me know. Let me know.
Let me on this show. Just let me have this 7-minute set in this comic book store.
We gotta wrap up soon. But that there's a local show here that it was 2 people in the LGBT spectrum
of queerness,
I guess, yes, who ran a show at a bar, and they publicly posted on our message board, we are looking for queer comics.
Right.
And the amount of people who came out on that thread was so brave and stunning. I mean, the amount of people who literally...
It was National Coming Out Day.
It was literally like, they're like, look, coming out can be the hardest thing you ever do in your life, unless it's for 10 minutes of stage time, in which it's one of the easiest choices you can make.
Look, the secret to coming out is 7 minutes of stage time and 2 drink tickets.
You might have a homophobic parents in Nebraska, but if you and it might be hard, and you might have to stay in the closet for a while. Come on down to this bar show, and you'll be coming out in 10 minutes. I guarantee it.
I'll come out to my wife. I'll come out to my wife.
I will turn to my straight wife who never knew I had any inklings of gayness and go, look, the career ain't working out that well. Daddy's got to be gay for a little bit, all right? Daddy's got a question.
Sweet, sweet stage time.
Dude, I remember that one of the guys goes, he literally typed out, as if we knew him or cared about him. He goes, I don't know if I've ever told anybody about this, but I am bisexual. And we're like, bitch, you're doing this for fucking 5 minutes, you piece of shit.
And all these got people, no likes or anything.
All these people who say that they respect gay people coming out were just trashing the coming out experience by doing it so brazenly.
God, just so cheapening it.
I wanted to be like, I sucked a dick last year, but I don't want to be on this show just for this bullshit.
I'm gay as fuck, and I'm not gonna be on this show.
Any part of this.
As a proud gay man, this is disrespectful to the culture. I can't believe y'all are doing this. God, dude, that was one of the there's so many pathetic moments in open mic comedy, but that was pathetic. One of the saddest things I'd ever seen.
It's like
that was a good one.
There was someone who was like, I remember he was like, I don't know exactly what you would call it, but I think it's questioning.
I don't
know. That is the term I most identify with.
What would I call it? It seems. Does T stand for thirsty? Because is the LGBT
in this thread it does.
Is it thirsty? Is there a D for desperate? Because I do fall under the desperate category.
The L stands for let me on your show.
Yeah.
So that's
oh my God. That was I was laughing so hard, but it was also just like
it was pathetic.
It was so fucking pathetic. I don't know if I've ever told anybody about this, but one time, dude, it's like,
here's my tape.
One time, dude, there are literally people going, I made out with a girl in college as a woman. I believe that my struggle, it's like, what are you, part of Stonewall now, you piece of shit? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
not
okay
to be gay,
right?
Or not to be queer. It's a spectrum.
The spectrum, baby. The spectrum was heavy. It's like if God was counting the gays, he's like, wow, I didn't realize I made so many gay children in Portland. It's like, oh, they opened up a new show. Never mind. I understand what's going on here.
Yeah, it's like being gay is like seeing Nirvana in the 1992 or something. It's like there were 4 people at that show.
Yeah.
But now, years later, it's like, oh, no, I saw him. I was there. It's like, no, you weren't.
I've had discussions with people in green rooms that they'll be like, I'm queer. Like, oh, like, it's not like me prying, but I'll, you come across and like, oh, like, and they'll be like, yeah, I sucked some titties once, and it's like an honest answer. It's like, you sucked some titties and as a lady, and now this is this is, what?
I just like to think of you in a green room saying to someone, you sucked some titties once?
You sucked some titties once? You're gay now? What the fuck is this? Jesus. All right. Well. That's a good spot to end. Sucking some titties and you're gay now.
Yeah, well, I hope everyone has some titties to suck on this next week.
You can draw some.
You can draw some. I'm looking at them right now. I haven't taken my eyes off these fucking cans the entire podcast.
Hey, well, if you want to commission me, I'll draw you some more. It'll be nice.
I don't know. I'll see. I'll think about it. I might want some man titties to suck on so I can get on a new show.
Hey, well, that can be arranged.
All right. Cool.
Well, right on, dudes. It was good talking to you and everybody. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to y'all next time.
Peace out.
Peace.
Later.